In this section, we will see the logic of groups and components. The logic of groups and components is really quite simple. I will show you that because if we understand the logic of groups and components while drawing these, we can create our models in a very professional way. What is the logic of groups and components? Now, let me show you this first. If you want to hide the models instead of deleting them from the screen, right-click and say hide, and it will be hidden. I want to hide this too. I said hide and I hid it, guys. To bring this back, you go to edit and then unhide last. If you say so, it will all come back. That's why I'm not pressing those. If you say so, everything will come back, guys. That's why I'm not pressing those. If you want, you can call them all back to the stage by saying, okay. So, what is the logic of groups and components, guys? The logic of groups and components is really an important concept. You will understand that those who know SketchUp know the group and component logic. If a person knows the logic of groups and components, it means they know SketchUp, guys. Let me show you how it works. Now, normally you have a project in your hands. And in your project, there is a column like this, guys. And let's say there are hundreds of these columns, okay? Now look, I selected all of them. Well, I clicked on one of them 3 times. I selected all of them. I right-clicked. There are Mac group and Mac component. Now I'm going to duplicate this 2 times. I took the move tool. I pressed it with control. I duplicated one more from here, guys. Now, I right-click on one of them and say Mac group. I'm selecting all of the others too. I'm saying Mac component. Look, there's a feature of Mac component. Mac component is asking me, what was the name of this component? What does it say? Column. I said column, for example. The feature is 60 by 2 meters. I'm just throwing that out there, guys. When I duplicate with the command from the group component, I'll come to the duplication part. Don't worry about that. I'll show you. I duplicated 20 of them, guys. Now, let me duplicate from the group as well. Look, I'll duplicate from the group towards this side too. I duplicated 20 of them. I also duplicated 20 of them to 10, guys. Look, the difference between a company and a group is this, guys. If you have an object, the same object, I'm emphasizing this, the same object. If you have a window that is 120 by 120 and there are 10 of these on the facade, it's enough to draw just one. The others will be components. Why? Look, I entered one of them. I'm lifting it up. What happened? Look, they're all lifting up at once. Do you see? Because it's adjusting based on one of them. Look, did you see? Look, I entered, I lifted it up, or I came. Let's say I'm going to perform an operation on this. I entered, I have a piece. They're all components. I cut it. Do you see that operation is happening on all of them, guys? But there's nothing like that in a group. I'm entering the group, for example. I entered the group, just this. Did you see? The others are not affected. And you have to make the identical objects components. If an object, let's say this object here, needs to separate from the one in the middle, so it needs to come out of the component. So you say health, you say make unique. This is now separating from this, guys. Look, did you see the drawing? To separate, you right-click and select the Make Unique option. The group and component thing is really important. Why? If I make a component with the shelves of the cabinet, the color I change on one of them will affect the others, guys. Guys, look, I just came from over there. I'm going to do it the simplest way. What happens when I select any color and drop it on this? It automatically makes my work easier. And all the other models are the same. It becomes the same color. Until I say, make unique from here. So until I separate this from here, guys, look, I said make unique. I separated this. I'm selecting all of them. I took a color from here. I threw it. Did you see? They're all different colors. But the ones I've separated are different colors, guys. That's why the distinction between group and component is so important. And we definitely need to make the identical parts into components.